clicked on this video, you already feel it. Something's wrong with your brain. Have you ever checked your phone in the bathroom? Open Instagram even though you literally had nothing to check? Watch YouTube videos at 2x speed like you're running out of time, even when you had nowhere to be? Be honest. Are you already scrolling the comments right now? Scroll back up, little bro. If you answered yes to any of that, that's not normal. That's the virus. Your brain doesn't feel like it used to, and it's not your fault. Look, this isn't a video about attention span or discipline. That's common knowledge. What I'm about to show you is much darker than that, because this video is a test and most people fail in the next 30 seconds. If you can stay until the end of this video, you will understand exactly what's been happening to your brain and how to take back control. But if you click off, that tells me everything I need to know. Before you can fix your brain, you need to understand who broke it. Because you didn't suddenly get lazy, you didn't just lose discipline, you didn't wake up with no motivation. No, someone took your attention and you never even noticed. You can have the perfect morning routine, the perfect goals, the perfect system, and still lose. None of it matters without attention. Because if they steal your attention, they steal your life. There is a group, not a person, a machine. I call them the attention cartel. They built billion-dollar systems with one goal: to steal your mind. Not your money, your mind. Let me show you how they do it. You know when you open your phone just for a second and suddenly 20 minutes disappear? Yeah, that wasn't you. You're not scrolling a feed. You're using an emotional slot machine. Every swipe is a pull, and every pull gives you a different emotion. You laugh at a stupid meme, then a political video makes you angry, then a hot girl shows up, now you're horny. Scroll again, and suddenly you feel nothing. Wait, don't move your thumb. That tiny urge you just felt to scroll, that wasn't you, that was them. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, they all use the same machine. It feels random, right? It's not. They studied exactly what keeps you hooked and then built the feed around your weaknesses. They literally hired PhD neuroscientists to keep you addicted. But your brain isn't addicted because you're weak. Your brain is addicted because this thing was designed to beat you. When you scroll, you're living 5 years of life in 5 minutes. In the ancient world, pleasure came after effort. Today, pleasure comes first, and the crash comes after. No wonder nothing excites you anymore. Your brain thinks real life is too slow. Look at history. Every empire had a weapon. Rome had bread and circuses. Britain had opium. The 20th century had propaganda. Today, we got something worse. The algorithm. It doesn't distract you. It breaks you. It kills your attention, your ambition, your creativity, your ability to feel real pleasure. This is the modern plague, the silent collapse of an entire generation. So if life feels blurry, if your dreams feel far away, if you feel a bit lost, there's a reason. The game is rigged, but you can win if you take your mind back. And here's the crazy part. I'm a CS major at Yale. I literally study how algorithms work. And even I didn't realize how deep this went. I thought I was built different. I thought I was winning. I wasn't. And this is where everything fell apart. I tried to escape and I failed over and over. I did everything the internet told me to do. I deleted every app, didn't work. Dopamine detoxes, didn't work. No phone rules, didn't work. I'd go a week clean, sometimes 2, and then I'd relapse even harder. At some point, I just hit a wall. I was tired of fighting a machine I couldn't beat, tired of feeling like I was losing myself. So I did the only thing that actually felt like freedom. I became a creator. And for a moment, I thought I beat the system. I built a following, I helped millions, I inspired people who were just like me. For the first time in a long time, I felt alive again. But every time I posted a video, I realized it just became another thing for people to scroll to. I didn't escape the cartel, I was feeding it. I didn't go from lost to free, I just went from consumer to dealer. And that realization broke me. Because at the same time, I had something real. Something I'm still grateful for to this day. For a moment, I actually had a life I wanted. Love, beauty, peace. I had everything a man could want. But I couldn't stay. Not when I knew what was happening to my generation. Not when the world was drowning in brain rot. So I walked away from the life I wanted because the war was bigger. Nobody was coming to save my future. So I learned to save myself. That summer, I started building obsessively. And a couple months later, I built my first weapon, a prototype, a shield, and it helped thousands escape the worst of the algorithm. People told me it changed their life, but late at night, I still couldn't sleep. Something was wrong, and I didn't know why. Until the moment everything snapped.
So tell me, Colin, you really think you're the hero, don't you? You told them to stop scrolling, to take their minds, but every time you post a video, their screen time spikes. You say you're fighting us, but you give dopamine. You feed the cycle. You're not a rebel, Colin. You're my product. And that little thing you built, that shield you thought would save them, you didn't free anyone. You just built another cage. Come on, look at the numbers. When you post, they scroll. When you speak, they listen to me. Either way, Colin, you're one of us.
He was right. Every path I took led to the same trap. If I gave dopamine, I was the dealer. If I took it away, I was the jailer. And that's when it clicked. The algorithm wasn't the real enemy. Your phone isn't even the real enemy. Unearned dopamine was. Listen closely. Your brain isn't addicted to your phone. Your brain is addicted to dopamine you didn't earn. That's why scrolling feels good, but life feels empty. Because when you get pleasure before effort, your brain literally turns off. But when effort comes first, your brain wakes up again. It's simple. So, I flipped the order. I let myself scroll, but only after I did something hard first. Even just 15 minutes of deep work a day. And something crazy happened. Most days after the work, I didn't even want to scroll anymore. My brain already felt good. My motivation came back. And that's when I realized you don't fix your brain by quitting your phone. You fix it by earning your dopamine. That's how humans were built. Pleasure after effort, order after chaos. And every empire builder understood this. Alexander the Great, Da Vinci, Bruce Wayne, they all lived some sort of monk mode before the world called them genius. Their minds were weapons because their dopamine was earned. The attention cartel destroyed that loop. So I rebuilt my brain. But I knew that almost nobody would be able to do this alone. Not against billion-dollar algorithms. Not against a machine designed to break you. Look, people don't need more discipline. People don't need another detox. It doesn't work. They need a system that makes earning dopamine feel easy, automatic, and fun. So I built something new. Something they couldn't control. This is Monk. It's the first app that flips the dopamine loop back in your favor by blocking social media from your phone until you win your day. Here's how it works. Every morning you choose one daily win. Gym, studying, deep work. Then, you pick the apps that distract you. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever steals your life. Monk blocks those apps until you earn them. And it makes you prove it. You snap a quick photo when you start the habit. AI checks you're actually doing it. The timer starts, you lock in. And when the timer ends, your apps unlock. You can also set extra rules like blocking apps during certain hours, like at night, to take back even more of your time. I spent the last few months rebuilding Monk from the ground up as the first dopamine system humans can actually win with. And I quietly handed it to some of the most cracked students at Yale, a couple 8-figure entrepreneurs, artists, creators I respect. Every single one of them said the same thing. Why does this feel unfair? Of course it does. Monk trains your reward system so deeply within 30 days that eventually you don't need the weapon anymore. You become the weapon. And the crazy part, this is only the beginning. Because once you fix your brain, you don't just get your attention back, you get your future back. Let me show you. The movement began faster than I expected, so I brought the war to Yale. Look around you. Out of thousands at Yale, only 50 of you guys were chosen. Half this room is probably cracked enough to run the world. The other half is just hot. Reality. 2004, Harvard birthed Facebook. And it became the greatest brain rot machine in human history. Tonight, Yale responds with a weapon. I built it. I call it Monk. I declare war on brain rot.
I declare war on brain rot!
Most people will never understand what's happening right now. You don't fix a generation by telling them to use their phone less. You fix a generation by giving them a new relationship with dopamine, a new identity, a new standard for what a human mind should feel like. The truth is, this is bigger than me, bigger than Monk, bigger than this video. We're building a new class of humans. Nike said everyone is an athlete. Apple said everyone is an artist. I believe something different. Everyone is a monk, whether they know it or not. Because the next 10 years will split the world into two. Those whose attention is controlled and those who control it themselves. And if you're still watching right now, you already know which one you are. Most people clicked away 30 seconds in. You didn't. That's not normal. That's elite. That's who this movement is for. It's Christmas Day. The world is celebrating. But some of us have work to do. They built algorithms to steal our attention. So I built one to restore it, to rebuild discipline, identity, confidence, one earned hit of dopamine at a time. This is the moment everything changes. For your brain, for your life, for our generation. Earn your dopamine. Welcome to the mental renaissance.